everybody. Second video, so excited, but I did realize that I kind of suck about talking about books. Yay for me. Hello again. So I want to start out by saying thank you to everybody who watched my first video, the booktube newbie tag. Thanks for everybody who liked and commented and subscribed, and my friends did the post notifications. Thank you for that. And here I am with my second video, but I'm gonna be completely honest, this wasn't the original video I was going to make for my second one. I was actually going to do a video about what I've read so far in the month of August, and after trying that 3 times and then watching it when I put it on my computer, I realized I kind of suck at talking about books. And I think I also realized that maybe this is why my husband doesn't like to listen to me talk about books, because I don't even necessarily think I made it sound that exciting. So this is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to talk about what I want to read in the month of August. I know there's only like maybe 2 weeks left, maybe less than 2 weeks left in the month of August, but it's okay. So I'm gonna test this out first, see how it goes, and hopefully try not to be so hard on myself, which is what I said I wanted to not do in the future. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so the first thing I want to read in the month of August is going to be Akame ga Kill 0. So I have volumes 1 through 5. This is the prequel to Akame ga Kill, which is my absolute favorite anime. I love Akame ga Kill so much. And Akame ga Kill 0 is the prequel when Akame and her sister are working for the Empire, and Akame is not working for Nightreed yet. Because I loved the actual anime and I loved the manga, I figured why not read the prequel? I love the show so much anyway. But yeah, I'm really excited about reading this. It's gonna be pretty easy. I mean, there's more volumes in this. I just happen to own the first 5, but it's gonna be pretty easy to pick these up, you know, for the last remaining weeks of this month, because I am reading some other books that are a little bit longer that I'm probably gonna kind of be in and out of the mood to read. So that's the first series I want. The second thing I want to get to are volumes 12 through 15 of Demon Slayer. I love Demon Slayer so much, and please don't judge me because I'm wearing a Tanjiro shirt. It's just because it was clean. I didn't necessarily plan that. But anyway, yeah, so I've read volumes 1 through 11. So good. I definitely recommend the show, obviously, but the manga is also really, really great. This will all be super easy for me to read. I mean, we're getting to meet some of the final Hashira that you basically meet in the last episode of the actual show. So far the series has been amazing. I love it the more I read every single manga. So I definitely recommend this, and I'm pretty sure I won't have an issue getting to these. So the next book is one I'm already currently reading. I'm actually on page 200 of this book, and it's Eden Conquered. I really like this series, and this is actually the second book in the Dividing Eden duology, I believe. I haven't seen anything about this being a trilogy, but I ended up really, really liking the first book, Dividing Eden. I didn't expect to. I just kind of picked it up randomly. It was like $5 at Books A Million in their bargain section. And I hadn't necessarily heard anybody talking about it, but it looked interesting. It's young adult. And I think it took me about a year to read Dividing Eden. And when I did, I read it very quickly. And it pissed me off so much. So freaking much, but in the best way. I don't want to give too much away about this book because obviously it's the second one, but you're seeing the aftermath of what happens in the trials between Karis and Andreas. That first book, with the trials made me yell and scream in this room, punch my book because I was so freaking mad. But it was worth it. And so far, this book is actually really great. I would definitely suggest reading this and Dividing Eden. In the back of this book is going to be like an, I don't know if it's the excerpt or it's the entire novella. But I like a novella, so I'll most likely read that and then read the other one, because there's 2 novellas. But yeah, this is actually a really good book. So the next book I'm reading is The Warrior Moon. This is the last book in the series. This is the final standoff, the final battle with Shizuka and Shefali to save the Empire, to kind of save the world, honestly. And I'm listening to this on audiobook because obviously you could see this is a chunky boy. And I know that I'm gonna wanna take a break from maybe having this in my hand physically, and also like listening to it as I go about the house, cleaning stuff, feeding my dogs, blah, blah, blah. But I'm nervous about the way this is gonna end. I'm scared that one or both of them will really die. Again, I don't wanna say too much, but we already know someone is in the midst of kind of like on their deathbed, kind of. So will these 2 lovers whom I adore and want to live forever defeat the enemy? We shall see. And then these last 2 books are books that I haven't started but have been wanting to start for a while. The first one is going to be The Doll's House. This is a Helen Grace detective series. This is book 3 in the Helen Grace detective series. I really like this mystery thriller. Helen Grace is definitely an interesting character. She's an interesting detective. She's got a lot of stuff going on, basically. The first book is Eeny Meeny, and the second one is Pop Goes the Weasel. And I actually read Pop Goes the Weasel first, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Obviously, I'm pretty sure you could continue to read these out of order if you really wanted to, but you still get like hints of what happened in the first book. So I love Pop Goes the Weasel. I love Eeny Meeny. I don't see why I wouldn't like this. This is just another case where some lady ends up dead on a beach. So we got to figure out what the hell happened to her. And the last book I want to get to is That's Mental by Amanda Rosenberg. So I follow Amanda Rosenberg on Twitter, but I didn't know that she had written a book. It was just someone I happened to follow because I liked their tweet. And this is her memoir about living with bipolar disorder too. It's supposed to be very funny. I'm sure we're also gonna have a few sad moments as well, but I was definitely interested in the fact that she wrote a book. So as soon as I found that out, I was like, I want to get this. And this is probably the only book I've bought this month. So here's a haul. But yeah, I definitely think that this will be a really good read. In my first video, I talked about how like I like to pick up random things. I don't just necessarily want to read all fantasy if I'm not in the mood for it. This is a pretty short book. It's definitely under 250 pages. It's probably a little bit over 200. And I don't see why I would have a problem picking this up because I'm sure I'm going to be in the mood for something that's, you know, not fantasy, since I'm reading a lot of stuff that's fantasy right now. But yeah, I'm really excited about this book. And this is going to be one of those books where, you know, in the last time I tried to make a video and I was trying to explain something, I felt very self-conscious about it. So if I end up doing a book review video, which obviously I will eventually have to at some point, what the fuck, this is booktube, you're gonna have to review a book at some point. I want to make a point to really get my thoughts in order, which is hard for me because everything that's going on in here is all over the place. So but that's it. That's the end of my video. This was a lot less stressful than what I did yesterday. So thanks guys for watching this one. I appreciate it. Again, I'm gonna try really hard to continue to be consistent, be myself, and try not to be hard on myself. So wish me luck. Bye. Bye!
Bye.